I do not like science fiction. As a matter of fact, I do not like science fiction at all. How could you say that? How could you say that? That takes a lot of balls to say. That takes a lot of courage. A lot of cojones, mate. A lot of cojones. Listen, but I do not like them. I do not like them. And I will explain. I will make a good case here for you guys to understand how this actually works. Now, I've never seen Game of Thrones. I've never seen Star Trek, and the other one, the same one, Star Wars. I'm getting cancelled about that for sure, because they're not the same one, and they're just the Star shit, you know. And yeah, the Hobbits, the Lord of the Rings, the Avatar. I've never seen them. And I have no interest in seeing them ever. I think that I like only one science fiction TV show, and it grew on me because I was very, very young and there was nothing on TV anyways. It's Doctor Who. And I still believe that Doctor Who is based on a real story. Because if I think that Doctor Who is based on a real story, my experience watching it changes a lot. Now, going into that, my favorite genre of movies are the movies that are based on real life. I just want to use movies to learn about life, what can happen, what could happen, what would happen, what has happened, and learn from it. I love real life dramas, especially my number one genre of movies is sport dramas, because they are usually based on real stories. They highlight the human capability, the human performance, and the ability for us to chase after things very difficult, basically, right? In sports, it is very difficult to climb that ladder. Now, climbing the corporate ladder is a challenge on its own, but climbing the sports ladder is just almost impossible. So, looking at those people achieving great results and incredible feats just inspires me. And looking at real life dramas in general, like thrillers or actual crimes or just whatever, right? It's just so incredibly, I cannot find a word. So for lack of better word, so relatable. I know that it's just the word relatable. I don't like it too much, but for lack of a better word, just relatable, because I'm like, oh wow. Because I do want to learn about humans. I understand. Now, first of all, I do understand that a lot of people love science fiction because they escape from this world and they go into a fantasy world on their own, or in Harry Potter, God damn it, or in Game of Thrones, or the Lord of the Rings, or the Star movies that are like both the same. They're not the same. I'm sorry. I'm joking there, but you get it, right? So back to my previous point. For me, human stories are way more interesting. I do want to learn about humans. I do want to learn about human nature, because I am generally not very fond of people. So it's kind of like a mystery to me. I do want to learn about people because they seem so far away. I do have social anxiety and I do have other shit. You know, I don't like humans in general. Social interaction drains me quite fast, and I avoid people. I avoid talking to people, and it's very difficult for me to open the door and just share things. Even if you ask me how you doing, I'm just gonna change the subject. Even there, it's just I have my shield on. So humans for me are just something incredibly fascinating, just like observing an alien species, right? So this is why I love watching real life dramas, real life stories, and again, sports dramas, because they are generally quite inspiring. There are a lot of real life stories that are like incredibly sad, right? But there are a lot of dramas and thrillers that maybe they're fictional, but they could happen. They would happen. They are possible to happen in real life. They don't have Iron Man to save, to save them. So that is very good. But the only fiction, like science fiction thing that I really love is just Doctor Who. I love Doctor Who. It just because I was very young and that was the only thing that I could watch basically, and I just watched a lot of it. So I love it, and I know it has such poor graphics. I rewatched it recently, and not the whole show, it's just incredibly huge, but I rewatched a couple of episodes here and there, and the graphics are so fucking bad. The VFX are just you, right? But the emotion behind it is just so incredible. I'm like, oh my god, I remember watching this. So the emotion is there. So maybe all these people, all these TV shows like Game of Thrones or Star Wars or Hobbits or the Harry Potter, Harry, like a lot of hair. You get it. Maybe there are a lot of emotional, it's kind of like an emotional blanket for you guys. It's an emotional world on its own. You're just going there to recharge. So it's fine. I'm not saying don't watch. Like, who the fuck am I to say don't watch science fiction? Like, what the fuck? They spend hundreds of millions of dollars to make those movies because a lot of people admire those movies. So a lot of people rewatch those movies again and again. So who the fuck am I, man, to say don't watch science fiction? I'm just sharing my own experience here, right? Because I do want to watch them. But I will never find the time probably to watch them because I'm so not interested in that. I just like real life because to me humans seem like science fiction on its own. I should first figure out humans and then maybe I will be able to watch actual science fiction stuff that humans created. So first I understand humans and then I understand what humans created for themselves as science fiction.